Hello, hello, if anyone is here. Uh, I gotta open my YouTube stream. Oh, and I gotta open my chat too. Yep. Um, do, do, do. There we go. Perfect. How's the latency on this? Perfect. Looks good. Oh, Rust just ended. Close that up. Alright, let's go here. Don't need this. Oh, I gotta switch my audio devices. Wait, I can hear myself on Twitch. There we go. Close that. Okay. And okay. So I should hear my notifications now. Oh, let me double check. Yep, yep. Okay, good. Oops. Minimized OBS. There we go. Okay. Should have refilled my air compressor before I started, but that's okay. I think it's got enough in it. Oh, this camera's so much better. No latency. Maybe I don't have to switch graphics cards. What did I do with? I had where is it? Is this the one? No. What do I do with it? Oh, here we go. Rusty Raid. Yo, what's up? I saw you just ended. I had your stream open on my other monitor. How's it going, guys? Oh, my neck. That was a good pop. Where was I on this? I got everything. That's the thermal paste on it. Not a bad day indeed. How's it going? Ruggers, Oscar, Daves, Unbranded, hello, hello. Thank you for the sub. I'm just gonna say Pitco Tech Repairs. I think that's how you would say it rather than saying every letter. What does the Pitco stand for? Pitco? What is that? Sloth, what's up? How's it going? I was I actually was looking uh I was looking for like some microscope light stuff and I typed light into the search on the YouTube Fixers Discord in the equipment page, forum, whatever you want to call it, the equipment thread. And it brought me to something you were saying, Sloth, when you were talking about like microscope cameras. And I read that and that was helpful because I actually I want to upgrade my microscope camera. I don't like the 1080p on the microscope camera. I just want it to look better. Hey Creased, how's it going? Sushi, hello, hello. Did I already say no? That was your first message. All right, hello Sushi. So this was the Switch OLED that I changed the audio chip. I reflowed some things over here, and what else did we do? We replaced the little. There was a little IC over here too, with it was a BGA chip that we replaced, and then we had the inductor here that I had gotten from another board, and we weren't sure if that was like the exact same measurements as the one I replaced. So I did set this one aside last stream. Um, but then I talked to some friends. Uh, Shout out to Devil Repairs. I discussed it with him, and we decided that I should just kind of add a little more solder around the audio IC, and that ended up fixing it. So we now have a working OLED that I just need to finish putting together. Bye, Sloth. Hey, take it easy, man. Oh, thanks for leaving stream on. I appreciate it. So anyway, yeah, exclamation mark fixed, right? Uh, I guess what we should do is like boot it one more time because, you know, like last time it actually did work the first time and then it just stopped working after. Hot Cows, how's it going? Nice creased. Good job, man. And we have sound. Don't know if you guys can hear the little beeps over the microphone, but we do have sound. And I think we already tested everything else on this one when I put it back together the first time before finding out the audio was messed up. It's Counterman now? What's the lore on that? No, I thought I had some, I have some thermal putty somewhere. What do I do with it? Oh. Oh yeah, I just have the thermal grizzly. Nano made me self-conscious when he said that I shouldn't put thermal paste between here and the shield. And then, it makes sense because he was like, it doesn't, thermal paste is bad in thick like layers where it's not like completely smashed together. And so now I feel self-conscious if I use thermal paste here. Even though I think probably like it's really not doing a whole lot anyway, just kind of most of it's going through the heat pipe, but I think I'm gonna use thermal putty from now on. So we'll just put a bit of putty there. The other problem is this stuff was expensive, man. It was like $26 for this little amount. I gotta find a more cost reasonable thermal putty. I think I have all the screws and everything in here already. I'm just like double checking because I don't remember what the heck I did on Saturday, which is when I was messing with this. Or was it Friday? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it looks fine. Okay. I have like a little kind of like spatula thing for this, so I don't have to get it on my gloves. It's quite hard to get the spatula to work properly, but because I'm trying to, it likes to stick to the spatula more than it likes to stick to whatever I'm putting it on. I honestly might just use my fingers. All right, let's try the finger. That was better. That was definitely better. No, I'm still one stream with 4 unique consistent viewers or something like that away. Just one more. Hello, Babs. How's it going? Oh, do I need more alcohol? Ah, yeah, it's pretty low. Doesn't want to dispense. Come on, you can do it. Okay. I think I need to add some in there. Yo, thanks, Oscar, for the going on to Twitch as well. Hello, YouTube. Yeah, thank you, Crease. I appreciate that you have both open. All right, let's put some more alcohol in here so this thing actually works. Which I have an open bottle somewhere. Here we go. Also, I upgraded the face cam already. I got rid of the Motorola phone I was using, which was like 1080p, 30 FPS. And I actually got a phone from my mom that was her old phone. And it's the exact same phone that I'm using from the top down, except my top down settings are 4K 30, but I put the face cam on 1080p 60 just so it looks a little more fluid. I'd rather have the quality on the top down, but for the face cam, I'm not too like worried about the quality. There we go. Okay, Sloth. Take it easy, man. Alright, let's put this back on. Get the speaker wires out of the way. That works. Yo! Thanks, dude. Thanks, Babs. I appreciate that. And by the way, I figured out, thank you for the follow, Worms. I figured out why I was missing all my notifications. They were all working, but I had my default audio device was not set to my headphones, so I was just not hearing anything on my computer at all. Thanks, Babs. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Okay. I got enough screws here? Maybe. Let's see. That'll hold that part down. I could have put the thermal putty like a little higher up. I think I got it a little low. It'll still do its job though. I want to set up what I want to do is like set up, you know, the TTS for cheering and stuff. I will get to that sometime. I think I know how to do it because I was like looking through the extensions and stuff on Twitch the other day. Wait, that one. Wait, I gotta put I gotta put the Wi-Fi thing there first. What am I doing? I wonder why they chose to put two screws right here. Looks like yes, I do have the perfect amount of screws. Oh, here's the Wi-Fi. That would be hot cows, Babs. Okay, let's get this under here. And we'll pull that so it's mostly tight. Then get it down under there. And I'll worry about that in a second. As long as it goes around, just gotta make sure it has enough room. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Now let's get this put in place. Okay, let's make sure we're still good here. Yep, that'll do. Let me try the flat side. It's always a little tricky to get this looped. Took me a long time to do this the first time, but I have gotten better at it since then. There we go. Okay, now let's put this around here. Make sure it's looped properly. Yep, going through the hole. And that's on. Now let's lift up this tape. Let's see, which side did I pull? It looks like this corner maybe. Yes. And it looks like I did this one from the bottom. There we go. Now we want some tweezers. And also the spudger. And we're not going to worry about looping this because we're just going to plug this in first and then give it a little spin. There we go, perfect. Let's get the other one. Actually, I should have kept that like this. That's easier. Oop, oop, get on there. Yep, that's a little crooked. There we go. And now we just give this a little spin. Just like that. And it loops itself perfectly fine. Yeah, yeah, sloth took off. Alright. Just for like sanity's sake, before I screw this back on, let's give this another quick test. I think I just want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is working. Hey Ace, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by, dude. Let's see. Let's test our Wi-Fi, because I think that's the only thing I didn't test before. Although I will dock it too, because I can't remember about that either. What am I doing again? Wi-Fi. Alright. Okay. And let's see if that works. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. It's taking a while. Maybe I put the password wrong. Oh, oh, there we go. That's what that took. God, I can't use words. That took a while. That was weird. Don't look at my wireless stuff, guys. What are you doing? Okay, so ooh, this one's on version 18. Wait. Let's plug this in. And let's go to what screen is it? This one? No, that's not it. That one. Do we dock? We dock. Do we dock the other way? Always check both sides. Perfect. And I'm just gonna plug this one in, let it charge for a little bit. Why didn't that want to go in? There we go. Just tight. And let's put it back together. Oop, wrong way. Oh, that button's falling out. Or not the, it's not a button, it's just the light sensor. Wait, how the heck does this thing go back in? Go this way? No, it has to go this way. There we go. Make sure this little rubber gasket's pressed up against there. Oh, yep, our power button's falling out. There we go. Make sure the little dust filters get pressed into it, which sometimes I have a little trouble with, to be honest. There we go. Perfect. Snap in the top. Make sure we got our buttons working. Did it just die? Interesting. How did it die while plugged in? Double check this. Yeah, it's charged. Oh no, it's not off. It's just interesting. What's it doing? It's drawing 15 watts. That's a lot. A whole amp. There it goes. Okay, so we know it's charging. Let's switch back to this one real quick. Perfect. Okay, yeah, let's continue screwing this in. That was just weirding me out. What screws do I have over here? I got those three. Got the two Y screws. And I've got my rail screws. Perfect. I hope I can get more OLEDs off eBay for the next batch I buy. I've had fun working on them. I think I do prefer the OLEDs over V1, V2s. Yeah, that's just because you put it back together so well that you didn't need them, right? Alright, so this one is done. So let's grab another board. And I bought a second charger now. I actually have two chargers. So now I can set this one aside and still have my USB meter one. All right. I guess we just continue on to more OLEDs, huh? I got 3 OLEDs and 1 V1. Or is this a V2? This is a V2. What's this other one? This is the LCD issues. Okay. Let's grab another OLED. I don't know what's wrong with this one. There was nothing said about it. It's not turning on. Could be a dead battery. Let's check our USB port. Make sure we can plug in. Is that a tiny bit of corrosion on one of those pins? Maybe. But it's not enough to stop it from functioning. Alright, let's plug it in. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. I have never seen that happen. I've never seen it, like, go to 5 and then reset. Hmm. Something new. I was also thinking M92. Get everything? Yep, yep, yep. Okay. I don't know if this one's thin enough. Oh, let me use the other one. Oh wait, that's right. I remember I learned last last stream that it's a little easier if you start from this side. Alright, pop off of there. Sometimes they're a little difficult. Just need some incentivizing. There you go. Come on, screens. I want to break you. I wonder if this would help. Eh? And then, eh? There you go. OLEDs are a little bit more of a pain to open. So unscrew this. Be very careful not to break this little edge piece here. Let me spudger this up. Okay. There we go. Now we'll lift up this tape. We're just gonna kind of try to wiggle this out of here. Give it some help with the spudger. Alright. This one you can just leave on. You just have to use your spudger to move this wire aside a little so that you can get to the screw. Yep, there you go. No point taking that one off. What else we got here? These two and the middle one. Yeah, this is the right spudger. I have two different spudgers. One's a little better condition. I use the worst condition one usually to just scrape off this putty here. I wonder, this putty's actually in like decent condition. I wonder if it'd be worth, because it could probably save me a bit of money if I just kind of like save it, put it off to the side, and then just reapply it. Sometimes it's like super dry, and I wouldn't do it in those cases, but seeing this one here, it's actually not dry at all. I probably could have saved it. Gotta get this screw right here. They hide it under this little white sticker. Not really sure why. ET. The other ET, dude. How's it going? Although I'm technically Electro T now. That's what they call me. Or they just call me by my first name. Set these ones there. That's fine. Okay. Just giving it a little naked eye inspection. Don't see anything jumping out. Looks pretty clean. Our M92 is on the other side. You think that's the issue? I just need to download some more RAM on it? Who knows, dude? It could be. Porterfix, dude, what's up? How's it going? Is it the same as these? You can put those there. Alright, let's get everything disconnected. Where's my better spudger? You know what? They're honestly both starting to look like my crappy spudger. I'll just use this one again. Lemanoid, what's up? How's it going? Put this to the side so I don't mess that up. Let's hang on. Look at my phone real quick. I am getting alerts. Facebook stuff for my marketplace ad. This is Marketplace Assistant. No, bro. I know it's been listed for over 2 weeks. It's I have a bunch of them. Probably gonna make me redo the ad every once in a while, aren't they? Maybe I could just edit it and add like one letter or an extra period or something. They'll leave me alone. OLED dock, Joy-Cons, a light, and a couple of games for 180 USD. Yeah, that is a good deal. What? Because, okay, so like the OLED, I usually get them. Wait, so are they all, like, is the OLED and the light broken for you to repair? I assume? Oh, that one doesn't want to come out. There. Alright, let's get our speakers. We pull and we push. Wait, let me do this a little differently. I like to use my fingers when I'm pulling. And then use the tweezers to push. That was in there. That was in there. Can't really use fingers on this part. See if I can. There we go, got it. One's a little trickier. And, oh, got this Joy-Con left. Now I just gotta get the USB-C screws. Oop. Oh, these are the long ones, that's right. Oh, so the OLED is working already? It was a functional OLED? And TOTK, that's the Tears of the Kingdom, right? I don't actually. I work on Switches. I don't actually own one. Wow, that's okay. If the OLED was just working, that's an even like insane deal. Because I mean, I usually sell a functional OLED for 140. And then I get like I see broken lights going for like 50 bucks. So just right there, just the OLED and that light is more than worth more than what you paid. And then yeah, you also get the dock and the Joy-Cons. That's a sweet deal. Okay, what are we looking at here? Well, let's, you know what, let's just go over the whole board first. Let's see what's going on here. Everything looks pretty clean. No visual indicators that something is wrong. Wait, that's not quite focused as it could be on the camera. That's a little better. Let me adjust this. Eh, there we go, that's good. Let's see. M92 is our first suspect without any probing. And everything looks good. Keeping the OLED for the wife, replace her modded light with it and sell it. Nice, dude. Sounds like a plan. Let's look at the BQ. Everything check out? Yeah? Everything's looking good. What's that? I don't know, it just wiped right off, whatever it was. I don't see any discoloration or anything. Let's plug this into power real quick with the battery jig. See if it boots that way. My, all, all my stuff's getting quite tangled over here. Okay, take our tweezers. We'll just give this a little incentive to boot. It appears to be booting. I'm pretty sure that was a full boot. So we're just having charging issues then, I think. So maybe it's not the M92, but the BQ. Let's plug this in again. Um, I want to see, I want to check if anything's getting hot. You know what I could do? Let me just take this battery actually. I have an extra battery here. Let me start up my thermal camera. Okay, switch the color, put that on. Then on stream, it's this button, I think. Yep. So, what's going on here? We're gonna plug this battery in, and then we are going to connect it to power. Now we're at steady 5 volts. No more of that jumping around, which is interesting. Okay, maybe it is still the M92, because typically, if it's stuck at 5 volts, that is an M92 issue. Nothing's getting hot. The only other thing I could think of besides the M92 would be the fuel gauge, which doesn't seem to be getting hot. What if I start it? What happens if I boot it? Anything? No change in power draw. Interesting. No change in heat. Yeah, okay, everything's fine under the thermal. We're just getting 5 volts for some reason. Let's check. Oh, wait, not that one. There we go. Want to investigate. So can I make this like a little better on camera? No, that doesn't really get rid of the glare. That just kind of makes it darker. One thing we could check real quick is the fuse. I don't want this thing to go flying. There we go. Make sure we have continuity on the fuse. Yeah, fuse is good. So where are we losing power at? Actually haven't had to deal with any power issues lately. They're usually the funnest though, because they are the mystery ones. Which one of these is a USB tester? I actually do, yeah, that's a good point. Why not use it? Alright. You guys can't see, I realize, but it checks out. Let me flip it over the other way. Yeah, USB checks out. Had good readings on all pins. Actually, I'm gonna charge this. I think I have to charge this with like a 5 volt or something. Do I have a random 5 volt? What is this charge with? USB-C? Should have one lying around. What's this? Here we go. This will work. I want it to be dead next time I go to use it. My microscope's kind of in the way. Plugging this in. Okay, it's charging. Good. Right, let me just set that aside. I guess I'm forgetting my methods of diagnosis. I guess we just start poking around the M92 to see what's not reading right. It's an AmScope SM4, SM-4, I think. Could do some diode readings around here. I forget which one of these is the, well, it wouldn't be the CPU cap because, like, we know that it's booting, right? It is booting from the bench power supply. And also sometimes the M92 will break. I bought it new. I bought it like 5 years ago. I've had this for a long time. Back 5 years ago, there wasn't the, you know, there wasn't the large quantity of scopes on the market. AmScope was kind of just the thing back then. And so, yeah, I bought it. I bought it. If I had to choose if I would buy this one again today, I would probably pick something else because you can get other things for cheaper that are like just as good, if not better. AmScope's quite expensive. All right, let me bring up a board view. I know they're not always completely accurate on the diode ratings, but they usually give me an idea of what things should be. Have you watched Nanofix's video on the microscopes? He made a good video with a lot of the ones that are much cheaper on AliExpress. And honestly, I think the one that he settled for, well, not settled, the one that he chose to keep is awesome. I mean, it's got a lot of like gimmicky things on it, but they're kind of like not gimmicky because I think it's awesome that you can just have the thermal camera on the scope. Like I have my thermal camera on my scope, but I had to 3D print an adapter that I designed to make it work. It would be awesome if it was just integrated. I also can't really change my ring light because of the way that I mount the scope. And I'm interested in getting the Paul Daniels light, but I don't know what the heck I would do with my thermal camera if I did get it. I've been trying to figure that out. I was on the internet for like 4 hours yesterday just Googling different things that I could somehow adapt my scope to have the Paul Daniels light and somehow keep a thermal camera on it because I really enjoy having the thermal camera on my scope. It's so nice. Not like for one, like it's nice because I have two free hands, but also I've got shitty wrists, and so having to like hold a phone uh is kind of taxing. So it's great that it's just on the scope. I don't have to hold anything in my hands. All right, let's see. Let's look at our M92 here. Let me rotate this. Okay, let's check all these caps first. Okay. Positive on ground. What's this? 0.48. That's normal. That's good too. That is ground. Oop, oop. Come on, hand. Keep it straight. That is 0.41. That's normal. Let's see, this one should be, what are these pads? 562, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty close. What do we got here? Ooh, that's small text. Yeah, that's right. And on this one, yep. What about this one over here? Yep, that's good too. And then we've got between around 5 to 5.3 on these ones over here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. And that's good. Let's try these ones over here. These will be 3, then 5, then 3. Eh? Yep, 3. 5, then, 3. And then 5 again. Yep. That's good. Let's go to the other side. We got 2 6s. Actually, it's like mostly 6 all the way down on the right. So that, let me switch hands actually. This will make it easier to get to these ones. There we go. Yep, that's normal. Wait. Yeah, that's normal. And then we got a little lower on this one. That is high according to the board view. I'll have to test on my working board. Oh wait, is that the third one down? Oh yeah, no, okay, that's normal. That's actually a little low compared to the board view. And then this one, these pads should be right there. Yep. And that one, correct. What we got here? That one could be a little low. And this is also a little low. Are those on the same? No, those are two different pins. What's this side? That side's normal. Let's check a few of these test pads. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little off camera right now. But those are all normal. Just test around here. That one should be open, yep. And this one, am I not getting a good connection? Because that one shouldn't be open. Oh, I saw it. There it is. Okay. Let's open. This one should be ground. No? Wait. Okay, maybe there. No, it's not ground. Okay. Yeah, that was right. And here. And here. And here. Yeah. Seeing a lot of normal. It doesn't mean it's not the M92 necessarily, because I have had fully good readings before on these, and still it was the M92. What's this next one? 5 over here. Okay. And we've got 2 ground, 5, then these 3 little ones. 5, 2 on this side. Yeah. And this should be correct. That's good. And that's good. Did I do this one? Can't remember if I did this one or not. That's also good. Okay, so all our caps and resistors check out, except there was one on this side. think it was this one. Is it that one? Yeah, that one's a little low, but let me grab another good board and double check that. Because it could just be a little off on the board view. Yeah, I'd say that's within range. I think the board view is just a little off with that one. Okay, well, that didn't tell us anything other than all the caps are good. Could this be a BQ issue? Let's check these caps. There's not that many around here, so it should be pretty easy. Yep, that should be ground. Correct. That's normal. This should be pretty low. Yep, that's good. Bottom is ground. Let me switch hands again. Sorry, my finger's in the way there. Yeah, that's ground. I can't test that. What do we got here on the bottom? We have pretty low impedance here. Yeah, we got here. Okay. What do we got on this big one? Okay. That's weird. Wait, both of these are... That's... Oh, there's just no reading for these on the board view. But I can compare to the working board. Okay. And on the working board, are those the same? Yes. And yes, they are. This is a tricky one. What do we got here? That's normal. It should be about 1. Come on. There we go. Okay. That should be ground. Yep, that's normal. Normal. It's maybe a little low. That's normal though. That checks out. And let's poke around these top ones here. Check all these resistors. I think all these ones, yeah. First one's low, the next ones are kind of high. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, my leg's falling asleep. This one's low impedance. Okay. Uh, that's low. Maybe. Nope. Ain't the same. Just a board view error. So everything seems to be checking out. these two pads. Yeah. Well, let's check. I mean, this inductor has to be good, right? Because it booted. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. So it could still be M92. I'm still leaning towards M92. One thing we could do, we could inject a voltage. I'm not sure where certain voltages are on this. I mostly know where they are on V1, V2s, and that's primarily because of Retro 6. I haven't worked on as many OLEDs. I know they're not too different. Let's see. I'm gonna refer to some images here. Oh, I have to log in again. Oh, why did it take me back out of it? Sorry, I'm just reading some stuff. Cause it's interesting, right? We're booting. We're booting just fine. But it will not charge and it will not boot off of plugged in power. Hmm. I think we just take off the M92. See what happens. What do you guys think? Because that's what I suspect is the issue. Another thing we could do real quick is check for all our voltages, but I suspect that they're all there since we are booting. Let me check these filters. These filters can sometimes be the issue. I'll do that real quick. Yeah, all these filters are great. Okay. Let's take out the M92. Just getting this in my board holder. Perfect. I gotta go up more. Right there. Alright. Let's get some hot air going. I'm gonna do 450. Do I have a nozzle on here? I need to put the bigger nozzle on here. Oh, come on, get off. There we go. And we're going to be at 50% airspeed. Let's put a little flux just to help this out a little. Don't need much. Why is that back blurry again? I thought I focused this. Oh, that looks worse. I don't know, whatever. I was gonna keep it a surprise, but I ordered a new camera. It's on the way. I don't like this one. I can't stand the quality personally. I know people tell me like, oh, it's fine, but I don't know. I hate it. So it will be a 4K camera. Potentially a Wednesday. I wanted to stream tomorrow, but I have something I have to do. So I don't think I'll be able to be live tomorrow. Unfortunately. Now look how blurry that is. Dude, I can't stand that. Why is it so blurry? That's better. Okay. Alright, 450. 50%. These tweezers wide enough? Just barely. Going in circles for multiple reasons. For one, it helps our flux stay around the chip where we want it. And for two, it helps prevent warping to heat up kind of the whole board and not just like one tiny spot. So I wanted to try the Haier HY6110, I believe it is. I don't know if it's a newer model than the 5299 or if it's just like a different model type. Google AI told me that it was a sharper image because it has a higher megapixel camera, and it also has a what is it, a 1/8 sensor versus the 1/233, which I have no idea what all that means, to be honest, but from what I think I understand, smaller number better. I don't know. I don't know. 1/1/8 or something. Do you think they're luck? Well, the good thing is it'll be an easy return if it doesn't work because I got it off Amazon. Surprisingly, it was cheaper on Amazon than it was on AliExpress. Also, hi, yeah, how's it going, Turd? Blow a little of that flux back up there. We should be approaching melting point. Or melted. I just saw it happen. Now can I get in here without knocking anything off? Ooh, let's not bump that. Ah, I got it. Buy something that's, yeah, it's a Sony. It's a Sony sensor, I believe. I think all the Hayer ones are Sony sensors, although I could be mistaken. I'm using a Hayer right now, but and honestly, it's done me good. You know, it doesn't have the quality I want, but it's a 1080p. I bought it 5 or 6 years ago when I got the microscope. It's had a good life. Is this still on there? Yeah, okay, just making sure. It was broken. I opened it and saw Hayer's board. Let's clean this up. Let's add some new flux to there. Moss 8K from Mechanic, and I'm quite happy with it. Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, I will let you guys know how I like the new camera, and you'll probably just hear it from me on stream. Should be here tomorrow, so I should have it set up by Wednesday. Because as soon as it gets here, I will not be able to resist the urge to immediately hook it up and test it. Oh no, we got one cap that tried to run away. Can I coax it back? I know this isn't the best way to do it, but I have faith. It's back in place. It'll it'll work itself back there. Now I need some solder for these points. Just steal some from this ground pad that has way too much solder. I wonder if the ballpoint has enough mass to soak up some of this. We're getting there. Still a little too much. That's good. Dude, okay, I have a grinding pin. I have the what is this one? I bought the GDR2 from Mechanic. It's okay, like it does the job, but there's a lot of wobble in the tips. And I hate that. I don't like the wobble. So I've been also debating on maybe getting a better grinding pin because it'll probably help me out when I'm modding OLEDs and just doing anything really that needs grinding. Dude, I love the ball. It it's become my favorite soldering tip for applying solder to pads. It's so good at that. All right. I kind of want to make one more little pass, but wait, let me just zoom in and look at these. Let me clean this so there's not as much of a shine. Yours is just dancing? Yeah, dude. That's what mine does. Nah, these look fine. I don't need to touch them up. If anything, I'll just add a little solder after it's on. My Ant D2 is great. You're going to pick up one of those ball tips for C210. Yeah, that's what mine's on. You know, I find that like I got the C115 and I tend to use it more than the C210, but there's not a whole lot of good tips on AliExpress for the C115. It's basically just conical, bent conical, and knife tip. And I can't find anything else really that's not like over $20 for the tip. Let me use a cube. Do I have any like just laying around? Yep, sure do. This is cooled down, so I can put some alcohol on it. Use the My Ant D one. It's good, but also annoying because you need to screw it, and if you can't tune it good, it will wobble a lot. Yeah, so I bought the talking about more ballpoint things. I bought the grinding pins with the little balls on the end, and they were like so long that I couldn't put them in the grinding pin without them sticking out a bunch, and that made the wobble so much worse. So I actually had to I used the grinding pin to grind like half of the ball tips length off of it so that it's like closer to the tip of the grinding pin so it doesn't wobble as bad. All right, let's just add a tiny bit of flux here. We don't need a lot. We just want to hit those pads a little. Grinding tip. Yeah, dude. Listen, I'm doing my best. All right, let me grab, first let me put this M92 somewhere I'm not going to confuse it with another one, because I do that a lot. I take the broken one out, and then I get the new one ready, and I set it right next to the broken one, and then I'm like, oh crap, which one of these did I take off? Usually I can just look at it with the microscope, right, and I can easily tell which one I did take off, but because, you know, one of them has no solder on it, and the other one looks like it was just taken off a board. Oh, that's not where that goes. That goes here. Okay, what was our orientation? Where's our pin one? I literally remember, like, what was it, like last week? I put the M92 on right, and then I thought it was wrong, so I put it on again, and then it was wrong, so I had to redo it again and put it on right. I'm pretty sure that this is how it goes, but I will double check the board view for pin one. Where's our M92? Pin one is the top right, which is what we have. Now we just gotta get this in its happy place, and it'll do most of the work for us. I'd say that's good. And we're gonna come in at 450 again with lower airspeed. We're gonna be at like 25 to 30 is what you want. I'm actually at 27. I think I can go to 30. There we go. And it should be a faster process because it is now leaded solder. You can see we have more than enough flux on there with just a little bit that we put on. But not enough that it wants to... Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I take it all back. Okay, let's get this. Let's get this back in place. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're going back down to 25. 25% airspeed. Nothing bad happened. We're fine. It definitely didn't run away while I was saying it doesn't run away. We're starting to melt. We want to keep hitting it even though all the points are melted because there is a ground plane there which spreads out a lot of heat. We want to make sure that it gets nice and melted underneath. Okay. Now sometimes these need a little tap down. We're not going to worry about that because this looks pretty good. I'm going to touch it up just a little bit. We're just going to take our C115 with conical tip and try to get a little solder onto those sides so they're not so dry looking. I cleaned the crap out of my C115 tips so they hold solder very nicely now. Ooh, that one's going to be a little tough. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured would happen. We'll just try to coax that off of there. Ooh, that board is still cooking. Oh, we got a bunch of it. Looks a lot better. We're getting there. And now let's try to... Oh, we lost it. That's okay. We'll put that back. Easy. Watch me mess it up now. Ready? I think it's... There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Ah, you guys can barely see that, huh? Oh, you had it in focus just a little bit on the top there. Okay, now let's hit this side with some solder. JFix, dude, what's up? JFix, I was why do I have my flux out? I don't need flux, I need solder. I was You made a video on it was like a tip cleaner or something, I think. Is that right? I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. Okay, I do need more flux there. Right, let me clean this. You had to remove it temporarily and it's back up again? Oh, what happened? If you don't mind me asking. That's too, I don't dare put that much solder on, onto there. Let me heat up the board a little again. Heating up the board always helps. AliExpress wanted it released on a certain date for their Oh, okay, for their campaign, yeah. Fair enough. No, that's not what I wanted. That's better than it was. Hold on, look, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a bridge happening right here. It's almost gone, but so is this resistor here. I don't like how that resistor looks. I might just reflow right here. It's a beast. I love it though. It is expensive if you have to buy yourself. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looked neat. I was really wondering how it worked. Can I get just a tiny bit more solder right here? Oh, I did get more solder there, but too much. Okay, let's reflow. Think we've got enough solder on stuff. There's a few of these caps and stuff that I bumped. Still on pretty low airspeed. I could probably bump it up a little, but just don't want anything to move. Want it to stay right where it is. We're melting, and everything just went back beautifully. Nice. letting it cool down a little bit. We could get in there with a chem wipe and a brush. Get off as much of the hot flux as we can while it's hot. And we can come in with a little air from our air compressor and just kind of blow lightly over the board. That'll help it cool down. I don't have to sit here waiting for so long. Still pretty hot. Alright, we are cool enough to use alcohol. Let me get a sponge. I really need to get some blunt tweezers for this. I've been saying that forever. The curved ones aren't too bad for grabbing the sponges, but I feel like the blunt... You know what would be great? Is like some curved blunt tweezers. That would be awesome. Oops, I dropped... Oh no, there it is. I thought I dropped the cube. It was just stuck to my hand. Alright, well, let's see if we have any difference in our voltage. Just set this. I got too much stuff over here. I have a graphics card on there because I was thinking about putting it in this computer. I currently have an Intel. Let me see. What is my GPU here? Okay, Logitech, get out of my way. I have. I always forget what this card is. Does it say anywhere in the Intel app? I have a Intel Arc A380. It's a very cheap graphics card. It was like I think I paid like $100 or less for it. Maybe like 90. I got it because the Intel graphics cards are cheap and they can do AV1 compression. And that was great when I was recording videos and just recording videos, like before I started streaming. But now that I'm streaming, I don't really need AV1 because Twitch doesn't even allow you to use AV1. You have to use H.264, I think. So I have a old 3080, and I was like, maybe I'll put this in here. I don't know if it's necessary, but I figured since I was having that weird lag stuff, maybe that would fix it. But I think it was just the phone, because there's zero lag between my face cam and my voice now, and I just switched phones. That was all I did. Yeah, we have everything here. Let's plug it in. And moment of truth. Still 5 volts. Still 5 volts. Interesting. That is weird. Both sides, still 5 volts. We could check you know, double check around this M92, make sure all our points are good. I gotta go up. We go up a little more. There. I could push it down. That's another option. We squish it down. That could help. Let's do that. Let's give it a little squish. How did I have this thing in here? Something like that. Could be that we just have some pins not making a great connection. Yo, how the heck did I have the board in here before? Okay, like this. There we go. Yes, that was it. And then I rotated it this way. Where the heck are we? And then focus. Said focus. There we go. Alright, let's give this a little squish. We're gonna heat it up. We can put our airspeed higher now, like 35 at least. And let's take some, we want some flat tweezers. I have these. And then we're just going to add some flux, would be a good idea. All we need is some nanoflux. No need for anything crazy. I'm just going to use one side of this. Yeah. Let me heat it up some first. It's too hard for me to squeeze the tweezers. In fact, let me use this pair because I can actually, like these do have a flat bottom and I can actually hold them a little closed while I push it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch it. We're going to wait until it melts. Then we're going to remove the heat, let it solidify, and then we're going to rest our tweezers on it and then remelt it while we're putting pressure down. That way we're not wasting time holding our hand on the tweezers and squeezing them and stressing out our wrists and hands. So we have melt. So now we're going to take it away. Watch for it to solidify. Okay, now we're going to put our pressure on here like that. And then we're going to heat it back up right to liquid again. And we're just going to keep holding that down. And then we're going to remove heat. As you can see, it wicked up quite a bit. And it pushed out a little solder as well. Probably from the ground point, so we're going to have to clean that up. Andre Foster, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. And I think that was our, oh no, we have one on the other side. Perfect. That's what I want to see. All right, let's let this cool down a bit. Let's take a Kim wipe and we can do a little cleaning like we did before. Just brushing it, putting some pressure on the Kim wipe. Not looking for it to be perfectly clean because we can deal with that later. We're just getting off as much of the flux as we can while it's hot. Oop, wasn't on tight. That's okay, I gotta remove it anyway. take this out of here. And we'll hit it with some air. And we are cooled down. And we're just going to leave it like that because we don't know if it's going to work. Let's take our battery again. We'll plug the battery in. Still a little warm under the heat shield here, so I'm going to blast that with some air. That's better. Okay, 15 volts? Anyone? 15 volts? Dang. Okay, so it looks like our solder job was fine, and it just isn't the M92. I mean, I'd be willing to go around the sides of the M92 one more time because it did quite a good job wicking up these points on the top there. It wouldn't hurt to try and add some solder, but I don't think that that's our issue. Do we have enough flux there? Maybe. Oops. That was funny. Let me put some flux on this tip. It's starting to not stick so well again. Sorry for the wobble. That's me viciously cleaning the tip of the soldering iron. Okay, go where I need you. Thank you. It's possible. It could still be just a bad M92. Afraid I'm gonna bridge those like that. Of course. I'll get that off in a minute. Can't get this one in there. There, fix that one. Now we got a bridge there. We're oxidizing. Let's clean our tip. Hello. Endorphin Air, how's it going? We'll clean that up in a second. Right now I'm just trying to unbridge these. I said unbridge, not add bridge. Okay, we cleared one bridge. Can we get this off? Let's clean our tip. Go back in. Somehow create 3 bridges instead of 2. Got some more solder off of there. There we go. Those ones are starting to look good. Still have a little bridge going on here. It's probably hard to see that. Okay. I do believe that's good. Let me lift this up a little so I can look at that side. It's not pretty, but those are definitely all connected. Gonna hit it with a chem wipe. Too much flux, dude. There's no way. Next time I'm gonna put the whole container of flux on there, and it'll just magically work. We'll cover the whole board in flux, and then we'll reflow the whole thing. Let's test it real quick. I suspect we're still gonna get 5 volts. However, we do want to know. Why do I keep looking back there like my power cable is back there? It's right here. Exact same reading. That's interesting. Now, why would that be? It, like you said, Creased, it could be a bad M92 batch, because none of these are bridged. They're just ugly. I wonder if the fuel gauge has anything to do with it. Are we still booting? That's something I want to know. Is it still booting off of the power supply? Where are we at? There we go. It's still booting. Still boots off power supply. Why are we so high? That's pretty high. Wait. It should not be that high. It should not be drawing that much power. Is anything getting hot? Is that the M92? Holy, whoa. What is that? 130? Let me take this off. Dude, what was cooking there? What the heck was that? Wait, let me focus this. It looked like it was like right here. I want to bring the thermal camera a lot closer and do that again. Maybe there is still a bridge somewhere over there that we created. Where are we at? Yeah. Let me get this in focus. Okay. Guess I gotta boot it first before I flip it over. Oh, it's so hard to bridge these pins when I can't see. There we go. Oh, look at that. Is that the chip we bumped earlier? Right here. Okay. That's this, isn't it? Let me do this. Let me thermal camera it one more time from this distance so I can see. And then I can mark it. Alright. Let me put my finger on it. Ooh, yeah, that's hot. This is super hot. Where'd it go? Right here. Watch this alcohol. That's hot. Why is that getting so hot? What even is this? This wasn't cooking before. I don't think. We had a regular boot before. It wasn't jumping up. Could that be from the M92 sending power to there? Or let me see what this is in the board view. Uh, it's a little BGA chip. What? Where's this thing getting power? It comes from the max chip into a bunch of these caps. So no, that's not getting power directly from the M92. I think that's coming from the max. Unless it goes... No, because the max wouldn't be taking power from the M92, so yeah. Let's reflow this little baby chip and see if anything changes. It could be... It could also be that this is what killed the M92. Not really sure. And then maybe once the M92 died, it wasn't sending power through there because it wasn't receiving anything from the M92. I'm not sure. We're just going to put some thin flux here and a little under there because I want to hit that chip too. Let me let me set it on the board holder because I can't stand when the silicone bubbles up. I need to just get like a freaking piece of wood or like a stone block or something. so I don't always have to put it in the board holder for every single thing. Wait, this way. There we go. You focus it again. Nope, up. Nope, that's all the way up. There we go. Okay, there. Get that in the middle for you guys. Same temp and airspeed as before. This is unleaded, so it's going to take a minute. In fact, I'm going to go to 40% airspeed. That surface tension should be doing its job. We should honestly, you know what, let's just reflow this entire area here. Why not? It'll make everything look better. Our N92 is reflowed already. So let's focus on this area. Looks like those are melted. Let me get some tweezers. Okay, we gave it a little poke. It should be on there. Let it cool down a bit. We can use our chem wipe to get more of this flux off. Clean it, a small bit of flux, then reflow. Well, I didn't clean it beforehand, I just added flux, but we did get a reflow going. I'm just wondering if the M92 is what's causing that to get hot, or if it's getting hot and then going into the M92. I don't know how the circuit goes. Let's use some air. Speed this up. Okay, that's cool. Cool enough. It's not very hot. First, let's check if there's any difference plugging it in. I can probably just use, instead of the battery, I can just use this as the, essentially the fuse. Or not the fuse, the 10K resistor. Same result. 5 volts. And from the power supply, is that thing still burning hot? Our M92 is a little hot. It's back to regular boot, but that M92 is a little hot, wouldn't you say? We did fix that little piece. I don't think the M92 is supposed to be that hot. Isn't it supposed to be like maybe 40 at most? It's definitely booted. I really, maybe it is a bad M92. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. I bought all these from AliExpress. Well, I guess all we can do is take it off and put a different one on. Unless anyone else has a suggestion, but that's pretty much what I'm thinking. You just replace it again. How the heck did I have, dude? Every time I put this thing in here, I'm like, wait, how the heck did I have this? Ah, like that. There we go. I was struggling there for a minute. Welcome back, Russ. We're trying to figure out what's going on here, so first off, let me focus you. Nope, too high. There we go. So we suspected M92 from the start because it's only taking 5 volts. I replaced the M92. We've reflowed a few times and touched up the sides as well. It boots from power supply. So it just doesn't take more than 5 volts. This little chip right here, after I put this M92 on, that little chip, when I booted it up from the power supply, was getting to like 140 degrees Celsius. So I reflowed that. It's not getting hot anymore. It's back to regular boot, but it's still only taking 5 volts. And it's not charging the battery. And I mean 5 volts is like usually M92. I think the BQ chip might also sometimes cause that, but it's usually the M92. So I don't know. I'm thinking that it could be a bad M92, so I'm thinking I might replace it again just to see if a different M92 produces any other result. The M92 was not from a donor, it's from AliExpress. Let me clean this before I put new flux on because I've gone over this flux a few times. I know, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like it could be a bad one from AliExpress. I feel like I've had this scenario before. I did have a switch one time where I went through like 5 M92 chips. Dude, I also suck at QFID. But we've reflowed this thing multiple times. We I know it looks a little dry on these ones, but that's just because I got sucked up underneath it and flowed to the bottom. Um, all the points look good. There's a weird little extra piece of solder over here that's just connected to a pad that does nothing, and now it's gone. Solder job's okay. Obviously, some of these are a little too much solder and too much solder got left on this cap, but none of that would make a difference. Sorry if you couldn't see all that. There. That's what I was talking about with the solder on the caps. It bridged and I had to clear the bridge right right here. I think I'm gonna take it off. Take it back off. We're gonna go to 50% airspeed now at 450. I know, I wish everything was just BGA, to be honest. I'm way better at doing BGA chips than I am at QFN. That citrusy smell from the Black Horse Repairs flux gets me every time. And it doesn't even smoke. Uh-oh. That was almost a disaster. Boy, that was stuck on there. A lot of surface tension. Chris Lear, thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. Just realized this was clamped down like it used to be. Okay, there we go. Adding solder. Trying to avoid other things like this. Oh no. Got some on the ground plane. That's okay, that's easy to fix. Why is my solder, or why is my flux running away? Need more. There we go, that's a healthy amount, wouldn't you say? Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at how beautiful that is. Fortifix, thanks. Welcome in. I use your website all the time. Alright, let's clean up that ground plane a little. I'm just gonna cut off a tiny piece. Oh, nah, dude. Like, much appreciated for making the website. I'm still not like a master at, I mean, I'm pretty good at modding the OLEDs now, but I still refer to your layer view every single time, just to make sure I'm on point. Okay, that looks good. Let's get another M92 out. Alright, M92. This one's gonna function for sure and fix the problem. Okay, close. There we go. That's probably, I don't think I have to change or add or remove any flux. That seems good to me. Pin 1 is top right. Just gonna press it down a little so I can get all that flux under it. No doubt it'll run away from me at least once, because that's what they do. That seems pretty good right there. I think if that is off a little, it'll flow into place. We're gonna go down to 25% airspeed. We're gonna hope it doesn't escape us. It loves to run away though once the flux get hot. Once the flux, yep, see, there we go. Every time. It's swimming. I want to make sure that flux is hot. That way it'll stop swimming. Because once the flux gets hot enough, it'll just stay in place. I think we're getting there. Dude, I suck at positioning these. Hey, there we go. Don't float away, please. I think we're okay. Not to jinx it. Can't tell. I think those points are melted. Maybe? They're awfully shiny. Let's take a look. No, maybe not. Maybe they're not melted. I didn't see them solidify. Now they're starting to melt. Okay. Make sure it gets hot enough to melt the ground plane. I think we're good. Now, yep, I saw them solidify. Yep, we're on there. That looks good. Looks good to me. I've got 3 M92 chips just sitting on my on my area here. Do any of them work? Who knows? Who knows? Those all look straight and good. Man, even my board holder's pretty hot. That's the P13. What are you doing here? Those all look good. Wait, where am I at? I'm lost. There we go. Those all look good. And wait, where'd I go? Hold on. There we go. Those are a little off, but they look like they're all connected. Yeah, that one looked nice. I didn't even have to press it down, which I noticed sometimes I can get away without pressing on the chip. I'm just gonna hit it with some air to cool it down a bit, and then we'll give it another tap. How we feeling here? We're a little warm still. I think I've almost gone through my whole tank of compressed air in this stream. I usually turn it off. I just fill it up before stream, and then I just turn it off when I start streaming so it doesn't randomly turn on and get mega loud. Okay, please. Please, 15 volts. Please. Oh my god, it was a bad M92. God damn you, AliExpress. And it just booted. Hey. God damn AliExpress, dude. Got me tripping thinking that other things are broken. You guys know anywhere else I can source M92s that are not from AliExpress and aren't like crazy expensive? Or should I just keep buying the cheap ass ones on AliExpress and just have to go through multiple of them sometimes? Hey Priest, yeah, dude, thanks for hanging out, and also thanks for watching me on Twitch, because I've had pretty consistent, I think, over 4 this stream, so I should be able to go affiliate once I end. So thank you. Thanks everybody. All right, let's clean it up, and then let's put it back and see how it goes. Put it back in the housing. Wait, wrong side to clean. Probably come at this with the brush to get it nice and spotless. Try a different seller. I think yeah, I'll have to do that. I've had these for a long time because I bought like 20 of them from this person. I wonder if I can reach out and be like, yo, dude, like half your chips are dead. You had the same kind of issue recently with DRMOS while working on RX 6700 XT AliExpress new original 100% tested, right? Exactly. And then it gets there and it's got a bunch of like little scratch marks on it and stuff, and looks like someone desoldered it from a board. 100% new, tested, working perfectly. this brush isn't dirty yet. My other brush is so full of flux that like it doesn't clean anymore. It's just it just spreads more flux around. I maybe I think I need to get like a flux cleaner, you know, kind of like the one that Nano's waiting like a month for. That he keeps talking about because I know he loves his flux cleaner. I've used alcohol on the brush, but it's just like it's not getting it perfectly clean. I don't know if maybe I should just dispose of the brush. I mean, it's not like they're expensive. They're like $1, right? Each. It's not really like a huge deal if I can't clean it. Thanks, Russ. I appreciate that. Okay, that's nice and clean. Wipe any extra alcohol off of here. Get the speaker wire up before I put this. You know what? Let me put the little. Probably would be a good idea to put the little metal things back on the USB-C. MG and sponges. Yeah, I love my sponges. Which ones have you tried? So I have two of them. I have Ma Ant Nano Cleaning and I have Mechanic Nano Cleaning. Have you tried both? And if so, which one do you prefer? Wait, dude, I'm like forgetting what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, set in the clips. It looks like it. So there's a difference in density. The mechanic ones, I would say, are less dense. The Mayan ones are a lot more dense, which could be good or bad depending on what you're using it for. I have tended to actually prefer the less dense nano sponges from Mechanic because I feel like they get in between like caps and resistors a little better, but they do kind of break up. Um, but you know, these ones would be better like I don't know. These ones they're nice, but I just like the softer, less dense ones. They seem to me to clean better. I know Nano prefers the Mayan ones. Yeah, supposedly they have a bigger size now. Um, or I don't know. I'd have to compare the prices because you do get a lot more in this one. I think this is like 800 pieces. I don't remember the difference in pricing between these. This is I don't think it even says a quantity on here actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. They just fill this little thing up. Real life is dog shit. Yeah. Okay, good. Noted. Will not try the real life ones. Spudger. Keep this wire up here. Get that battery connector out of the way. Oh, this wire doesn't wanna do what I want it. There we go. Now I just gotta get the speaker wire under here. There we go. Okay. Now I can focus on getting this in. Oh, geez. This just came off. That's fun. Can I fix it without pulling it out? Let's see. Is that back in? Yes. Good. This is potentially my least favorite part of fixing Nintendo Switch OLEDs. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Usually I fight with those for a while to get them back in. Okay, we're laying nice and flat. What's all this science stuff about then? Dude, I don't know. Something about broken stuff and then looking at it really close up. You know, we're thinking of switching to a religion-based uh, repair method. Yeah, science, it's just like I don't know. I feel like we could just pray for it, and maybe it'll just start working. Let me look through the microscope for this. Not that I'm like, I'm not making fun of religion or anything. Maybe a little bit fun of Scientology, right? Dude, I can't tell you guys how often I mess these up. And then I have to pay $1 so I can fix the LCD connector I ruined. There, we're good. Easy. No problems. That's the only one I need the microscope for. I used to do that without the microscope, and then Devil was like, dude, just look through the microscope. And I was like, nah, dude, there's no way that helps. It helps. It does help a bit. I had to give him some credit for that one. One speaker down. Oh, oh, oh. This one's a little trickier. There we go. This rail can be a little weird, but there we go. That's in. This is popped down. Yep, there we go. Now it's up. And we are in comfortably. Let me put a screw in here. I like to secure the board, I don't want it jumping out of the housing while I'm testing it. Damn, this screwdriver always switching back to slow speed when I don't use it for freaking 10 seconds. You postponed it for now. I mean, it works out of the board, but also works when the board is fully powered, but it's not when I give it the same connections on board. Alright. I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but it sounds cool. Is this like laptop testing stuff? I don't know if the battery has charge. It does not. but we are charging. We did it. Teamwork, guys. I am going to unplug it real quick. I'm going to put the fan in just to make sure we get fan spin. And I think I'll attach the game card reader and SD card thing too. That way I can just test it all at once. And then I won't have to take it apart again, hopefully. What are these screws? These are right here. Oh, I'd have to put the heatsink on first before I put the game card reader on. That's okay, we'll do that. If I, for some reason, have to take it back off again, I will just reuse the thermal paste. There's that. Where's our heatsink? Right here. Just take a cotton swab. Let's make sure this is nice and clean. And that this is nice and clean. Grab some thermal paste. I like to use the MX4. It's not very expensive, and I don't think, at least. And yeah, Arctic's never let me down. Feel free to sponsor me, Arctic. I will endorse your product. I've been using it for just about everything since I started working on computers when I was like 18. Started out with Arctic Silver, then Arctic MX4. Now I put the 7 on my computer stuff. Switch definitely doesn't need MX7. It's a little more pricey. And MX7 is best for like really high temperatures. It actually has like, oh, it doesn't have like the best performance when it comes to like idle temps. It's really meant for things that get like really hot. Wait, this is a, oh, I got, you know what? Let's put these other 2 screws in here. Might as well. We've gotten this far. We'll put the USB-C ones in too. I gotta get this wire out of the way. There we go. That screw's a little stripped. That's weird. I wonder if I did that. I remember I had trouble with unscrewing one of these screws, but it's not stripped so bad that it won't go in. And then unscrew later if I need it to be unscrewed. All right. Let's let it charge. Let's grab this other OLED. What's this charge at? Almost full. Cool. And this one's fully tested. So I'm going to disconnect from the internet and initialize it because I don't want it to update. I would like it to stay at its current version, just in case whoever gets it, you know, maybe they want to mod it or something themselves. All right. Put this one in my pile. We'll test this one. As soon as it's, you know, fully charged, we can make sure it's charging. It seems to be charging. This battery is probably quite dead. It's going up. It's very low. That is dead. 2.8. Holy. So that's going to take a minute. I don't know. I guess I'll start cleaning up. After I test this one, that'll be the stream. Man, I wanted to stream tomorrow. It's too bad I've got stuff I have to do. Maybe I can stream later. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm not really sure my timeline yet. The Joy-Cons out so we can test this. You know what? Let me add some solder to my tips. Keep them in working order. Didn't Black Horse make a candle with the scent of his flux? I think. And he sent one to Nano. I was just thinking about it because I was smelling the flux right there when I was putting that on. And it does smell good. I guess I should have put, well, can't test the Wi-Fi like this, but oh heck, you know what? No, just leave it like this. We'll test it like this. I'll test the Wi-Fi afterwards. Just in case. I don't want to put the backplate back on yet. This is one of the most dead batteries I have seen. What are we at now? We're almost at 3 volts. It's gonna take a while. What can we do? You know what, you guys? We'll get a sneak peek at what's next. How's that? What's gonna be happening next stream, which is, yeah, guess what? Another OLED. Do it turn on? No. Is this thing fully charged yet? No, it's still charging. Let's look at the port. 1 to 2 a.m. over there. Dang, man. Sitting here at 5 p.m. like wide awake and stuff. I know it's weird, like Ace and the Devil, for example, live in Australia, and it's like they're technically a day ahead, but it feels like they're 7 hours behind or whatever. I had to remember, like, oh, they're in the next day, dude. It's literally Bros Tuesday right now. The port looks okay. Also, hey, Bit, how's it going? Oh, we jumped up to 7 watts. Excellent. And we have a charge indicator. So we should be able to boot soon. What I'm going to do, let me switch this power into here. Okay, we'll let that charge. And then let's see what happens when we plug in this one. 14 volts, not charging. Saturday in 2030. Interesting. So we have no charge, no battery indicator on this one. So BQ chip or fuel gauge because we're hitting 15 volts. Also, it could be the battery. I know everyone says it's like, or maybe I just watched too much of what's that dude's name? DVD Game Exchange shorts, where he's like, it's never the battery. Hey, it's been the battery for me one time. A single time the battery has been the problem. So I guess this is what we'll be doing next time, figuring this one out. Looks like it's a charging issue. So I will just set this one right here. That'll be for next stream. How we doing on this? We're still charging. What are we up to? We're almost there. It needs at least 3.8, I believe. I wonder if I can go on Twitch right now and see if it lets me affiliate. Ace is streaming. I can't rate him on YouTube, but I can send Twitch over there. Wait, let me go to my creator dashboard here. Achievements. Maybe I have to end the stream. It still says I need a minimum of 3 average viewers on 4 different days. Concurrent viewership including hosts and raids. That's kind of like, it's a little vague. Posting this again since it didn't show on the feed. Did you check your AliExpress M92T36s for oxidation on the pads? Yeah, they don't. I did a physical inspection of all of them when I got them, and they all look okay. Other than like, they definitely look like they're not like brand new, right? Because there is a little bit of scratching on the surface. Not the surface of the pads, but the top surface where the lettering is. I can see a little bit of scratching. When did I pause my YouTube stream? What the heck? Took me a while after I met the criteria for Twitch. Huh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. How we looking on this? Oh, and pre-10 the M92 chip before installing it. Sorry, I missed that part. Yeah, I could see that like making a difference, I suppose. I've never done it. I've seen people also like pre-10 like, their USB-C installs, which I did for a while, but honestly, it was just like every once in a while, I have shaky hands. Every once in a while, my hand would slip just a little bit, and I would end up melting a little bit of the plastic while I'm trying to tin the USB-C pads. So I stopped doing that, and I just don't tin it, and I just throw it on the board. I haven't had one mess up yet. All my USB-Cs have been good for like the past couple months. I've had a few that didn't work before then. I also haven't had a crazy amount of USB-C port replacements lately. I've got like mostly power issues I've had. We had the audio chip issue. And my brain only goes back 1 week, so that's all I remember. Other stuff happened. I used to I used to write everything down in a spreadsheet. I got lazy and I didn't feel like doing all that typing because I have limited time before my wrists start hurting. So I just like I want to focus all the time I have into the repair itself. You have a 1 day brain. Yeah, dude. I can sometimes remember what happened last week. Not all the time, but sometimes. I suck at remembering birthdays too. I know like two people's birthdays out of like my whole family and friends group. I memorize two, and that's it. We've got to be super close now. 3.7 maybe? What? There we go. Hey, I was right on the money. We need over 3.8. We can just probably flip this over and it'll boot itself eventually. This is the boring part of the stream. Wait for charge. Is this thing really not fully charged yet? This thing takes forever. Yeah, it's still got 2 battery. Wow. Can I like turn it off while it's charging? Wait, now it says it has 3 battery. Now it says it has 2. Now 3, but it's not charging. What the heck? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it plugged in a little longer. Oh man, it's Monday. Just starting the week. I have so many switches I need to sell. I genuinely have like 15 that I need to test and photograph and then list on eBay. I have this thing where I just stock them up and I don't sell them until I have a whole bunch for some reason, rather than doing them like a couple at a time. And then I just take the day and I go through all of them at once and I post them all. Yeah, I know. That's the devil's like, dude, why do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I like to see all the money show up at once. You know? It's just like you're broke and then boom, you have like $1,400 to spend on more Switches. I usually sell most of them within the first few days. And sometimes there's a few of them that take like a week. I think my prices are pretty reasonable though. The obvious, like the best quality ones, those ones sell quick. I usually list my really good quality V1, V2s if they're patched. The V1s, I mean. I'll put those ones up at like 95 and people buy those pretty quick. If it's an unpatched V1, I list it higher. And then, you know, I drop the price as the quality goes down. Oh, there we go. It's booting. I saw the battery indicator disappear. Oh, this one's initialized. We get did that connect? I didn't notice. I don't think this right Joy-Con connected. It did not. Why not? Okay. Let's figure out why that Joy-Con's not working. We fixed it. It was the M92. I replaced it twice because the first M92 chip I put on was faulty. Why you know work? Oh, the little clip was flipped up. I thought it was down. That's probably it. That probably fixed it. It goes well though. Yeah, I mean we fixed it now. The M92 is the issue. I just had a batch from AliExpress that included broken ones in it. I'm gonna just use this cable again. There we go. Yep, it just wasn't latched. Easy fix. Well, we got sound. How's the controller rails? No disconnecting. No disconnecting. The rails are good. Obviously, it's not detecting crap for Wi-Fi because I don't have the Wi-Fi antennas plugged in. Bluetooth. Yep, there we go. That's fine. We're gonna be this little Animal Crossing guy, I guess. I assume he's from Animal Crossing. I have no idea, actually. I do actually own one Switch game. Wait, what? Skip. Is this a new screen? What? Since when does it have this screen? It usually goes right to this. That was weird. We're charging controllers. Yes, yes, we're good. Oh, version 19. That's a good version. Well, like I said, we can't test the internet, but we can put a game in. Make sure it reads. It reads. That's all we're checking for. We have an SD card here. We're going to plug this in. And it detected it. So that's good. Now we're going to check if we dock. Nope, wrong screen, wrong screen. Which one is it? It's that button. I always forget which one of my buttons is HDMI. Why you know on screen? Running an older version like 19 is supposedly the best. Uh-oh, we're not docking. It's supposedly the best because it allows you to do certain things with custom firmware that you can't do on the newer versions. Oh, wait, that docked. Oh, it's just a bad connection? Is that the USB port, or is that my dock thing here? Huh. Our USB port tested good. But when I wiggle it, it is disconnecting. Let's take a look in there. I mean, that looks solid. Port looks pretty good, to be honest. There is a little corrosion on that outside right there. Well, Devil has told me that 19 is the best. I mean, you can, like, even if it's updated, you can revert it back, or you can just run in the custom firmware version 19, which is just on the EMU MMC. I do charge more for unpatched V1s though. I think all the lights are patched, aren't they? For the firmware version, I don't usually change my price. It's just, you know, it's either modded or not modded. Okay. Oh, I'm a little confused. Because this, is it this switch? Yeah, you can, I do believe that there's a way to fix the fuses to match whatever version you're reverting to. I don't remember what program I was looking at that in. Oh wait, it probably would help if I put my HDMI screen back on. Yeah, this is weird. Let me grab uh the another switch. Yeah, I don't really care for the software side of everything. Like when I sell my modded switches, I do not include software or an SD card or anything. I just sell the modded tablet. That's that's the way I want to do it. I was thinking about maybe getting SD cards and just, oh, that's right, I initialized it. Do I have any non-initialized ones? Oh, this one. I think this one works. I think this is one of my working Nintendo Switches that I just kept. so I could use it for testing and stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, I was debating on like learning it, so maybe I could just supply the custom firmware. I would never include games or anything on it. Well, this one's working. If I flip it over. And wiggling, it's fine. So maybe I do. Oh man, maybe I have to replace that USB port. Oh wait, this is the wrong switch. It's literally right in front of me. Why do one of my monitors just go dark? Oh, now it's back alive. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have to replace this USB port. Because even wiggling it, I can't get it to display. Only if I flip it does it display anything. And even then, if you wiggle it, it goes out. Let me go put this on an official dock. Just want to see. Most people aren't using these little docking things. See if it works in a regular dock. I am in the other room, so I obviously can't read anything. Where's the remote for this TV? I actually have no idea. Oh, there it is.
Coalition are some of the few U.S. growers that harvest during the winter. They say Mexican growers unfairly set strawberry prices too low during that season. This week's Commerce report is preliminary. A final determination could take months. If investigators find unfair practices, that could lead to tariffs on strawberries and higher prices.
Well, California could soon make solar power more accessible to millions across our state. That's after the Plug-and-Play Solar Act survived last week's suspension day. So it's a bill that would make it legal for Californians to use portable solar panels to help offset.
There it goes. Okay. Plug this in here. Would help if it wasn't upside down. Yeah, okay. I definitely had to replace the USB because it's not displaying on the official dock either. Bummer. That is unfortunate, given that I put it mostly back together. Ugh. I'm not doing that today. I am starving. I gotta get off of here and eat. So, I guess we'll be starting with this switch again next stream. Because we need to fix that USB issue. And then we'll move on to the other switch that wasn't charging. Oh, the back of my chair fell off. I was like, what's on the ground? Yeah, thank you guys for attending. I appreciate it. And yeah, I have a new camera coming for the microscope. I'm excited to get that set up tomorrow or Wednesday. And yeah, hopefully that looks awesome. And wait, let me I forgot I can do this. I forget I have a face cam sometimes, honestly. I thought it would be worse, but I don't even remember it's there most of the time. But yeah, I will see you guys probably not tomorrow. I don't know. It may be possible for me to stream like later tomorrow. I'm not sure. But most definitely on Wednesday I will be streaming. Do I have enough people on Twitch that it's like worth raiding anyone? Let me see. How many people are on Twitch? I gotta look on the stream, right? Gotta go back to this. I got 5 people. I can like send you guys to Ace or something, right? I just have to go to my dashboard, I think, and then stream manager here. Raid channel. Sort by following. Ace console repairs. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start the raid. We're gonna send all 5 of you guys over to Ace, and then yeah, I'll be taking off. Here we go.